My hobbies. I'm the type that I love football so much, and even as a matter of fact, I'm a fan of the best club in the whole world. What club is that? Manchester United.
I'm a Chelsea fan, and I know you want to do something.
Congratulations, just yes.
I'm a Chelsea fan, and trust me, this decade, this particular decade, well, let's say the past 1 decade, a decade ago, Chelsea has been the top two. They are mentioning top two team in England. It's Man City and Chelsea in terms of trophies, collections, and the like. So trust me,
Good day, everyone. I'm from Faith of Eclat Media, and with me here today is my able interviewer here.
My name is Oibanji Daniel.
And we have the AG of Liberal Movement here with us, and the Emperor of National Liberty Vanguard here with us. Please, sir, kindly introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Sari Ade Ayodeji Felix. Friends, family, and colleagues on campus call me AG Einstein, a 500 level student, the final year student of the Department of Pure and Applied Mathematics, and the Attorney General of Liberal Movements of today. Thank you for having me.
Okay, my name is Moshobalaji Abdullah. I'm popular as Gentle Soul, final year student of Department of Anatomy, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, and the Opportunity Emperor, National Liberty Vanguard.
Thank you, sir. So we have about 7 questions for you both, and we'll start with our first question, which is university environment. Now, with this question, we want you to tell us how your journey here in Lautech has been. I mean, from 100 level, at least we all are now in 500 level, and you can tell us the hustles, the struggles, and all that has entailed in your journey here in Lautech. So we'll start with for Gentusu.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't really have much to say. But first of all, let me use this moment to give adoration to Almighty God for for the gift of life and for sparing me to this moment. It has not been an easy journey. It is full of ups and downs, troughs and crests. But the most important is we survived it to this moment, and we've learned through the downs, and same times we've developed through the ups as well. Um, to cut the long story short, let me say, I started my journey even before I came to Litech. Immediately I got admission. I happen to be somebody that is quite keen about politics and and imparting lives. So before I gained admission, I actually subscribed to some political discourse, and all of that. And I love exploring anything that has to do with leadership, politics, as well as programs that impact people's life positively. So I think the journey has started one night when I saw different episodes flying about different political organizations on campus. Then I was still naive. By this point, let me try to point something out. It is very important that as a new individual, as a new adventurer in a particular field, you try as much as possible to make your research before you venture into something. So when I came to Lautech, many people approached me to come and do this, to come and do that. But I took my time to make research about all these organizations on campus before I venture into National Liberty Vanguard. And I think National Liberty Vanguard has played a huge role in my sojourn in Lautech. So many things about the downs. I cannot even count everything. Is it the financial burden? Is it the uh you know many things, many challenges? But what matters is we are able to triumph over them. So that's what matters.
Thank you so much for that, sir. So AGSN, over to you.
All right. Let me begin by returning all glory, honor, and adoration to the Most High God, the giver of life, and the one who has actually sustained me to this present moment. And let me also use this opportunity to appreciate Eclat Media for bringing me down there this evening. I appreciate you. Well, you've actually asked a very serious question. And well, I would say that my journey here in Lautech, on Lautech campus, has been an amazing one. And at the same time, it has also been a very tough one. Very tough in the sense that, if you are the type who is into 3 to 4, 5 activities on campus, you will understand what I'm trying to say better. That the journey has been somehow tough. But above all, I give glory to God, just like I said earlier. Now, before I gain admission into Lautech, actually, I don't even have intention of actually coming to Lautech ab initio. I was processing different schools then, but as God will actually have it, even before I came to Lautech, I'd actually received some piece of information about the institution at large, even from people, from students who were actually once students on this campus. The strike that the institution actually went through at some point, which actually tried to give the institution another name entirely. But I would say that my journey here on Lautech campus is actually a God ordained and a God orchestrated one. And also, I've always been a lover of politics, even before I came to Lautech, because I've always been an advocate of good governance. And it's very important for one or for whoever is actually clamoring for change to also ensure that that change also starts with him or her or in his own house, on his own abode. So before I came to Lautech, actually, I've been offered admission, and I was added to my departmental group where I was receiving different updates about lectures, practicals, and the likes. So unknown to me, on that same group, I was just so curious because my assistant A-Rep then, the only thing she actually knew how to do was to just come online, bombard the group with messages, vote for me, and the aspiring A-Rep. So at the point, I was so furious, and I had to challenge her openly on that group that, Madam, the only thing you even know how to do is just to come online and start campaigning. You've never for once even offered anything, disseminated any piece of information that would even be of benefit, especially those of us who are actually yet to even resume. The argument was somehow, and the altercation was somehow, even to the point that the group was almost scattered. But unknown to me on that group, I never knew that there was a member of Libra movement on that group. So I never knew he was observing me the way I was challenging the area, because to me then, she was not actually discharging her duties, her responsibilities as expected, even though she was actually an aspiring area. So that was how the person also came in, also trying to like defend the lady. So when I now resumed, actually, I never even knew that the person, I actually thought the person also was my level. So on getting to school, though before I came to school, the person had already messaged me and, introduced himself and the like. So when I got to Lautech, my first day on campus, I met with the person and we actually exchanged pleasantry. And he told me so many things about the movement. And I'm the type that also loves to carry out research. Because if you tell me anything, I will have to verify it. And that is why part of the key reasons why I actually chose mathematics. Because in mathematics, we don't believe what you say until you prove it. So I took my time to digest everything he actually told me that very day. And ahead of so many other organizations on campus also, different people also approached me. But I took my time to study, and to the glory of God, I am proud and I'm happy that I followed my instinct that's to have joined Liberal Movement. And to be candid, the movement has really shaped me, right? Has really shaped my life. It has impacted me in so many areas. And to the glory of God, I, as a person, also have impacted life through the help of God, and I've also affected life positively. So definitely, I would say that my journey on Lautech campus is an amazing one, and it's also a tough one also. So I give glory to God for that which He has actually done. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Ex-boy Danny, over to you.
All right, so without no further explanation, we'll move straight to the next question, which is the academic excellence. So I want you guys to talk about your academic excellence right from your 100 level days to this particular point. It's not always easy as a student, 100 level, 200, having issues with lecturer, results, examinations, everything. So I want you guys to just give us insights on how academic excellence has been tough with you guys. So one day, everyone
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start by saying this. Okay, let me start by saying this. I said the other time that being a member of National Liberty Vanguard has assisted me so much and in many ways. And one of the ways in which the organization has promoted my expertise is in the field of academics. It is important for me to point out at this point that National Liberty Vanguard is an acadio-socio-political organization, and our tenet is rested on three things that are hierarchical, and the first one is academics. We preach and encourage people to excel, to be steadfast, to be persistent in excelling in the academics. So when I resume to school in non level, I was involved in many things. At that point, I was aspiring to be the general rep of FPAS Lecture Theatre. And I'm certain if you are a student of Lautech, you are going to be quite conversant with FPAS Lecture Theatre. It's a hall that encompasses a student from Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, as well as students from Faculty of Pure and Applied Sciences. And, being the rep of the whole class, trying to reach out to lecturer, fixing lectures, and all of that, is a whole lot of things to deal with as a young person, a naive boy coming to that new environment. But with the help of National Liberty Vanguard, I think I was able to navigate those challenges at that particular period. National Liberty Vanguard established a tutorial that is being tagged Vanguard Tutorial because they believe one of the reasons why they established the tutorial was, apart from trying to help and aid students excel academically, they also believe that the bills that comes with under levels is quite hefty. You are just coming to the environment, you have to pay your hostel due, you have to pay for your tuition fee, you have to pay for different education, your examination and all of that. You have to pay a lot of dues. And they understand the fact that some students might be quite indigent not to be able to afford to pay for their tutorials. So that's why they actually establish a free tutorial for all interested students. So, and as a member of National Vanguard, it is quite imperative for all of us to be a student of that particular tutorial so that you can learn, so that you not just base all your assistance on campus on some other extracurricular activities. So the tutorial actually helped a lot when I was in under level. I was able to manage my primary assignment, which is the tutorial with the leadership field that I just got into. So that apart, another thing that actually helped me navigate that particular aspect, which is excelling academically, is I practice what I called LD mentorship. The sense that I believe that there is hardly anything you want to do in life that has not been done by somebody else. I know. I was saying something yesterday, because I'm the kind of person, I'm a seasoned writer, and I write on diverse subjects. And I was trying to review a book on my status yesterday, and I was telling my viewers that we are out here, but don't get me wrong in this aspect. And I was trying to say that somehow you've stolen an idea from somebody. It's not necessarily it is material things. You've stolen an idea from someone, and if you are quite good, you might be able to reshape that idea in such a way that people will think you actually own it. You actually orchestrate that idea. So I practice what I called LD mentorship because I believe people have walked that path before me, and seeking their advices, it's one of the things that actually helps me. And I believe that if you seek an advice from an elderly man, you are going to gain 1,000 years experience without actually passing through the audience itself. So I think those are the things that have helped me, and so many more. But I wouldn't want to bore us with my lengthy discussions. So just try as much as possible. Make sure you have good mentors, and also try as much as possible to actually create a balance between whatever things you are into. So that's.
All right.
I must say that was powerful.
Thank you so much for the explanation. So we'll move on to the next person,
All right. So you've actually asked an amazing question because academic excellence. Actually, I've also always been an advocate of academic excellence, starting from my secondary school days. And to the glory of God, when I got to LAUTECH, I bless the name of the Lord that I did not actually deviate from that part. When we are talking about academic excellence, we are actually talking about the capacity to excel in academic activities or academic pursuits. And how do I mean by that? When you are talking about academic excellence, at the same time, you will also be likely to academic success. And as someone who has always been an advocate of academic excellence, when I got to LAUTECH, I sat myself down and I began to ponder on how I would be able to balance my academics with some other activity. And at that point, I was able to discover that academics and other extracurricular activities on campus, they are not actually mutually exclusive. And how do I mean? In probability theory, in probability theory or logic, there is what we call mutually exclusive. So when two events are actually mutually exclusive, we are saying that the two events cannot both occur at the same time, or we say they are disjoint. Are we getting that? So I have come to realize that academic activities and other life-changing activities on campus, life-changing, life-transforming activities on campus, they are not actually mutually exclusive. They are things that can actually be done together. You know how to balance it. And how have I, been coping, and how have I been able to actually balance it? The first thing I will like our listeners are told to know is that in anything you want to do in this life, you have to put God first. You have to put God first. God is actually the custodian of wisdom, because there's nothing you want to achieve in this life that you don't need God. And any success that is achieved outside God can never stand the test of time. So I committed my ways on Lautech campus into God's hands, because I knew quite well then that I would be involved in so many activities. So I put my trust in God. And the second thing I did then was that I also came to realize that, work without prayer is meaningless. And, prayer also without work is also what? Meaningless. So as I was trusting God also, I also ensure that I, try my best to ensure that I was I focused on why I was actually on campus on the level. So, and to the glory of God, I was able to actually pass through that on the level stage. And also, I also did something there. Because if you want to also excel in, academically, you have to know how to manage your time management. So time management, then I programmed myself in such a way that at every point in time, I know what to do and what to actually go into. And the third thing that also helped me then is, which is still helping me till now, is actually self-confidence. I believe in my ability, with the help of God. So I don't look down on myself. That is why I don't look down on people also. So I always try my best to ensure that I achieve that which is the best.
Sorry to cut you short. You said something that time. When you entered Lautech, like you were doing a lot of stuff together, like 5 different things, activities that you engage in.
Yeah.
So I want to ask that, what do you do in situations whereby you have like a clash with maybe your academics, or maybe social activity, or like political activities, or anything? Like, what do you do in such situations when you have like that kind of problem?
All right, thank you.
Is it that you attend to one or you leave?
We attend to the both.
Now, the truth of the matter is that as a student on campus, your primary assignment as a student is your academics, while other activities remain secondary. So you must know that the key reason why your parents actually sent you to this, is to achieve that which will make them proud. We are all here on campus, and to be sincere with ourselves, we are all ambassadors of our parents. We are here representing our parents, even though they are not here with us. So which means that whatever we do here, we surely get back to them at home, and we will surely speak for you about the kind of person they are. And also, to the glory of God, in under level also, my movement, which is Libra Movement, is also an academic-political organization on campus. So, and the movement is actually known as Home of Intellectuals. So we are home of intellectuals, and hardly will you see any Libra Movement member having non-befitting results. Talking about results now, talking about the academics. So, and as I am also, when I was in under level, actually, I was involved in so many things. I became Lautech Campus Techno Ambassador while I was in under level. Then I was actually writing for Techno as a freelancer writer. There is an app that we call T-Sports app. So that app is actually the app that connects all Techno fans across the globe. So, and Techno fans and Techno customers also. So on that group, we have so many people from different countries. So I was opportune to be one of the admin managing that of Nigeria. But then I did remember the reason why I was on campus, and I did try my best to ensure that my academics was not actually affected. And to the glory of God, today, I can say it categorically with the help of God that there's no way they can measure top 10 students in academics that my name will not be mentioned. Even as a matter of fact, I'll be finishing with first class honors, pure and applied mathematics.
Wow,
So, one thing about LIBA movement is that we practice what we preach. We practice what we preach. And also, even recently, I also published an article. So that's actually a story for another day. So as a LIBRA movement member, I was trained in such a way that in whatever I want to lay my hands on, or in any activity that I want to go into, I was trained to always take my academic very, very seriously because that is my key primary assignment on campus. Because like I do tell my people, there's no excuse for failure. There's no excuse for failure. Nobody will entertain any flimsy excuse from you that I failed because I was venturing into this and that. So I give glory to the Most High God once again. That which He has done.
All right. So thank you for the brilliant answers in the last questions. And I must say you guys are really feeding us with like meaningful information. All right. So we're going to the next question, which is actually going to be like a very fun part of this interview. And that is the social aspect of your lives. So we'll be talking about the social activities. What social activities you guys engage in? What are your hobbies? What are your likes? And what do you do in your leisure period? And also, we'd actually be starting with AG Einstein this time around. All right. So I want you just to say something about social life and social activities. Let's get on to it.
Well, there is this maxim, or should I say, an adage that says that all works, no play, make Jack a dull boy. And whoever doesn't want that proverb or maxim to be justified in his or her life, he or she will be left with no option than to also, be social also. And actually, many people, when many people hear the word social, they used to feel like probably, taking hard substances, clubbing and the like. Though to many, those things are also, social activities to them. But based on your question, my hobbies, I'm the type that I love football so much. And even as a matter of fact, I'm a fan of the best club in the whole world,
What club is that?
Manchester United. So and so I love.
I guess you guys are not going. You guys are not going to. Be
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Very soon.
Very not leave the group stage in championship.
Don't worry. We'll be shocked now.
You guys should get it.
Just on
No problem.
You can sign Sabine himself. Sabine is very good.
We'll be shocked now. We'll be shocked now. So I'm a fan of Manchester United, and I also love to play football too. And I love to write. At my leisure time, I write on politics and some other aspects because also I'm a public affairs analyst also. So I also write a lot too. So and I love to read too because to me as a person, a reader will always be a leader. That's the truth. So I enjoy reading. So that's just what I would say about my social life. Although I also I go to weddings too, but I don't club.
You don't go to parties.
I go to wedding parties like, but I don't club.
So you don't club at all. Wow. That's actually very nice. All right, so over to our emperor.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me first say this. I think me and I call him each time because we've been very good friends right from under level. There are times we spoke about LaTeX generally. So I think we have many things in common actually, and I think one of those things is writing, reading, and the likes. But let me quickly point something out. It says something that is quite similar to that, and that fact is the fact that people think social life is all about clubbing and the likes. But trust me, social life is beyond that. And it's important that we try as much as possible to make people realize that social life is beyond clubbing and taking harmful substances and the likes. Um, Networking is part of social life, good networking. I'm the kind of person that sometimes in my leisure time, I go to Instagram, I watch Instagram videos and the likes. And one day, while I was watching a video that when I was strolling and surfing the internet, I saw a video, and that man was talking about how networking has actually helped him. He actually registered for a golf club, and from there was able to network himself with high profile people that actually helped him in life. So I think social life should not be how will I put it? Should not be narrowed down to just clubbing and the likes. So it is about meeting new people, communicating with people, and networking. That's social life is extend beyond just the clubbing and what people is believing these days. So we need to change that narrative. We need to change that narrative. And as for my hobbies, I'm also an ardent lover of football.
What club do you
Uh,
support?
I'm a Chelsea fan, and I know you want to
Yes,
something.
congratulations, Chelsea fans. Yes.
I'm
Chelsea fans. I'm seeing my brother
a,
here.
I'm,
so
I'm a
happy.
Chelsea fan,
That's
and trust me,
very nice. Yeah.
this decade, this particular decade, well, let's say the past one decade, a decade ago, Chelsea has been the top two. They are mentioning top two team in England. It's Man City and Chelsea in terms of trophies, collections, and the likes. So trust me, so I read books too, and I love playing chess. So I think that is something that it did not mention that I actually
All right, so
love to
there's
do.
sorry to cut you short.
Okay,
So like I think last week or when I
Yes,
saw a
yes.
flyer of Feast of Mirabilis. I think I saw your profile. And
okay,
then in the relationship status, it was like
Okay.
I saw single and I was like,
okay.
this our emperor. Why is this single? Like I don't understand. Is it by choice or you just don't want us to know?
Okay, probably you've answered the question.
No,
by
I've not
choice.
answered the question. I want to hear from your mouth.
So no, it is by choice now.
Oh, by choice.
By choice.
Oh wow. Why is it by choice?
Because I love single life. It's the sweetest.
But they say people that choose to be single is because they want to like I don't want to put the word direct.
Don't
People that are single, they like flirting. Let's put it like that. The people
People that are
people that are single by choice.
By
It's
choice.
because they want to like maybe the other people to flirt with different people.
No, that is your own, because I don't think you've experimented that. You have experimented that before you postulate your theory. So let me say that's your own theory.
So what's your own theory?
And no, you, being single has nothing to do with flirting and all of that. I have my reason for being single, and it is my choice.
Right. That's very nice. We actually appreciate the brilliant answers from our guests. All right, so moving to the next question and
Okay,
guess
the
we
next
do
question is leadership and volunteering. So I believe we don't just wake up one day and you are being chosen as the AG or as the emperor. There would have been one or two activities you were into, and a whole lot of eyes were there, and a whole lot of suggestions came up in your political parties, and you said, okay, well, this guy will be good for it. So I feel leadership and volunteering is interrelated, because I believe no follower can become a leader and no leader can become a follower. You have to create a balance to the two, followership and leadership. So we'll start with AGSM. Let's have you, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me start with leadership. Now, when you're talking about leadership, you are actually talking about the ability to, manage human and material resources in order to achieve a goal, a common goal, or actually a defined goal. And for you to be a leader, there are qualities, there are virtues that you must actually possess. There was a time I was listening to Dr. Miles Morrow of blessed memory. He was talking about spirit of leadership. And in that clip, he was juxtaposing lion and eagle. And as we all know, when you're talking about lion, lion is actually being regarded as the king of the jungle, right? And also, while eagle is actually being regarded as actually the one of the bravest bird you get now. And he was saying that why he was trying to actually explain the key reason why lion is actually being regarded or being called king of the jungle. And he said something, he said that thing is attitude. That, when other animals, when they see lion, they see lion as eater, eater. And when lion see them, he see them as his own lunch. Lunch. That's definitely LUNCH. So he see them as his own lunch, and that is what his own belief, his own what, his own attitude. And so you said probably my leaders actually made me to appointed me as AG because of probably what they saw, right?
Yeah.
You have seen good
Okay,
quality.
good quality. Actually, where? uh, I could not really say.
You have bad character.
So I cannot say categorically that this is the exact thing they actually saw in me that actually made them to choose me to be the Attorney General of Liberal Movement. But I give glory to God for that also. So we are talking about also talking about the volunteering, right? The truth of the matter is that whoever that wants to grow in this life must inculcate the habit of serving people. These days people believe that everything is just about money, 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 money. You call on some people that they should come around to do one or two things with you. Once money is not involved, you will not even see them. So, to grow and to be a responsible leader, you must have that seed, volunteer for activities that will bring unprecedented transformation, that will affect lives positively. So, because of our time, so let me just.
That was a wonderful one. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So, Emperor, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start with the aspect that you said, the things they saw in me that made them feel like this guy will be able to manage this position quite well. I don't know what this is specifically, but fact is, I used to believe in something that kings are made in heaven. They only ascend to their throne in this world. So it has been predestined that at some point in time, I'm going to be sitting here. I'm going to be the emperor of National Body Vanguard. But the fact is, like I said earlier, that if you want to do something, if you want to, ply a particular route, it is quite important for you to research and seek advices from people that have done so before you. And that boils down to healthy followership. You have to subject yourself to some people's how will I put it? To some people's um advices and stuff like that. So I believe right from time, I am somebody that enjoy serving people a lot. Right from my own, I could say that throughout my time in Lautech, I've always been in one serving position. People call it leadership position, but to me, I believe leadership is all about servitude. You have to serve. I was telling people when I was made the emperor that even, and I was trying to say this during my inaugural speech, and I said to them that look, the fact that somebody's made the emperor or somebody's made the Lord's Mayor and all those position organization does not mean that person is better than the next person. Are you getting my point? And to me, I see it as a compensation to do more. Like you have done something and they are compensating you to do more, to serve more. You are only there to serve and not to. So I believe when you serve people, when you subject yourself to people's training, then you become quite better. They'll be able to tell you where you are lacking, where you can, improve on and stuff like that. So I think serving and for you to serve and gain knowledge and and be a better person, you have to inculcate the habit of humility. You know, you have to be humble. Even when you know that perhaps your master is doing something wrong, you must learn how to correct them. Do you understand? If you have read 14th law of power, one of the laws there says that never outshine your master. You try to make them more beautiful. Do you understand? So as a leader, there should be a period of your life that you volunteer for diverse things, diverse programs that has to do with your field, a particular field you are about to venture into, that should be a time where you subject yourself to that rigorous training in order for you to become a better leader, regardless of the field, in business, whatever it is. There must be a time where you subject yourself to that apprenticeship so that you can be a very good boss. So that's what I have to say about that.
Just add what you just said. So actually, he has done justice to the question he posed at us also. But it's important for our listeners at home to know that leadership is not actually about the position you are occupying, but the feat you are accomplishing. That's what defines you as a leader. You don't see yourself as Mr. Know-how. Probably you are the best, you are infallible. That is why you are made to occupy a certain position. So,
all right. So I have a very, very, let me not say it's like a skeptical question.
okay.
All right. So we
I
have.
hope it's not about leadership again.
Calm down.
Right. We have different political fields on campus, like different political movements, parties in campus. And the liberal and NLV is like one of the two major and very strong force of political parties in LAUTECH. So I want to talk about the relationship between the two parties because when we hear NLV, liberal,
They believe they are enemies.
Enemies, they feel
There's enmity between
you
the two parties.
And now since we have the
2001 here.
The two heads of different political parties. So I want you guys to say something about the relationship and everything. I believe you understand my question. Even today I'm not asked. So I want you guys to just
no problem. Now. So definitely we have to limit our answers to also where you also stop. Actually, while he was defining or explaining what his school of thought is all about the other time, he made mention of three keywords: acadio, socio, and political, right?
Yes.
So, and while I was also explaining what liberal movement also is all about, I also gave the same definition. So, which means that we both share some key things actually in common. Are we getting it now? Just like he said earlier, he said I'm his good friend. Yeah, sure. So even he's my brother. Why? Because even we are from the same federal constituency. And even as a matter of fact, so I don't know of now that the price of fuel and likes has skyrocketed from my own city. I will not call it town to his own city. It's like about maybe like 100 naira or 50 naira. But I don't know of now actually. So when you hear liberal movements on campus, the first thing that should come to your mind is this is an organization that promotes peace. Because even as a matter of fact, with the help of God, sometimes about like 2 years ago now, I was appointed the chairman of Nigerian Youth for Peace Initiative in Osun State chapter. That's NYPI. And in NYPI, it's actually a youth-led organization that promotes the inclusion of youth in peace and reconciliation processes. Are we getting now? So I, as a person, I'm a man of peace, and I can say categorically and anywhere that majority of people who are very close to me can actually attest to that. Hardly will you find me where there is pandemonium, where there is rancor and the likes on campus. So liberal movement is a home of peace. Don't make troubles on campus. So
But you all are comrades now.
yeah, so we are comrades, and when we are talking about comradeship, comradeship is not about attacking one another. Actually, that's not what comradeship. Check the meaning of comradeship. It's like a mutual, relationship. You get now. So that's just what. But when many people hear the word comrade, they see them like, you are a comrade. You must be an aggressive person or someone who is hot-tempered and the like. No. So we are liberal movement. We are peaceful set of people, and we derive joy in a peaceful environment.
Yeah, but you've not still told us the relationship with
I've actually talked about it.
You talked about personal relationship.
Relationship
now
Interpersonal.
as a partner,
not as a brother, not like personal relationship. No, political relationship.
Political relationship. Okay. I think where people used to see us as enemies is when it comes to the area of politics. Do you get now? Because we've talked about academics and we've talked about social life, right? And those two key values are what the two organizations possess based on its own definition of what this movement is all about. Are we getting it now? So, but when it comes to politics is actually a game of interest. When you and I are vying for a particular position, you will try your best to ensure that you emerge as the winner. Are you getting it now? So nobody wants to lose. That's the truth of the matter. And hardly will you see any politician venturing into what will not actually bring profit. Like, and I'm talking about profit now. I'm not talking about the monetary aspects now. So, every politician will always want their efforts to be rewarded quickly. He gets that. So in the process of you trying to win the heart of people to yourselves, surely there will be disagreements and there will be rancor. Sure, you understand now. But how to now manage it is now where we should actually be talking about. So, and like I said earlier, liberal movement is a home of peace. And we've always maintained that anywhere, anytime, any day.
What's your motto?
My motto?
Yeah, liberal movement.
Liberal movement, that's justice, equity, and transparency. So,
all right, so I can see that the emperor is just like,
the thing is, I don't know. I don't really have much to say. I don't really have much to say because I think you have said it all. And the fact is, I can't say that I'm quite disappointed in the way you put it. Because if we are that violent and I think this place should be full of securities. You are inviting the Emperor of National Bank Vanguard and the AG of liberal movement to a particular place, and you felt these people are threat to the peace of the whole city, and you invited the two to the same abode, and you don't have any security, and you don't have any, and you say we are violent. So we are not. We are not. But the problem is when you have a larger organization, or let me say this, LAUTECH is a university, a universe in form of a city. And in every city, you have people from different backgrounds, people with different morals, with different ideologies coming together in a particular, constrained ecosystem So automatically, the way we are going to see things, we are going to have different perspectives to common subjects. Shall we get my points now? And as a matter of fact, the way I'm going to react to something is going to be different from the way you are going to do it. I spent close to 5 years, no more than that, on this campus. And there was never a time you would hear that somebody fights because of me, or you see me fighting somebody. It will not happen. I get my point. But that does not mean that if somebody, probably that has an affiliation with the organization, fights with someone, it is the organization that is fighting. I think that's where people get it wrong. Are you getting my point? So we are, we are lover of peace, as a matter of fact, and on most occasions, on multiple occasions, we've promoted peace. Are you getting my point? And we always try as much as possible to sermonize to the people to embrace peace. Do you understand my point? And if you have witnessed war, if you have never witnessed war once, even probably you are just watching it on on television or wherever it is, I'm very sure it's something you are not going to pray for. So trust me, we are ambassador of peace in National Liberty Vanguard.
All right, that's actually very nice answers to the question. All right, so moving to the last phase of this interview, and I want Faith to take over the question.
You're welcome back. I want to throw an open question to you both. And I don't know if you'll be able to answer on time, or we should give you space to think before you give us a response. Okay. How familiar are you with LAUTECH environments? I mean, from history to the current state of LAUTECH. Now, let's boil it down to the political aspect of LAUTECH. What year was the first student union government election organized?
Please, are you permitted to use Google? But the funny thing is, the funniest thing is, I think quite a lot of people here might not even know the answer. So if I give you a particular year now, you may have to do your assignment before you can
We'll check it.
I don't know, maybe you has that started that.
Actually, your question is
From this angle,
a very serious one. Because, well, uh, when the SUG, right? Now take it. Okay,
Yeah,
yesterday you don't go. I shall know that one of my professors was once Lauto Student Union president, Union government president. That is the president of Professor Adewale of Pure and Applied Mathematics. And that was around 1999 stroke 2000. So, which simply means that even before he